Hey guys, it's Scuzz here. Now before I start, one of the recurring themes that seems to be in this tier of armour is like a fiery / cracked look to it. I'm just going to assume that that's to follow the whole cataclysm thing that happened that one time. In some of the cases it works, but there are some applications of it that just look totally off. So let's dive in and start with the first one, the Death Knight. Actually, one of the only classes that seems to get armour that doesn't follow the suit of fire or crackedness. As you can see in the image, you've got the blue mist that's emanating from the shoulders and around the horn like articles that are on the helmet as well as the eyes. This is actually giving the Death Knights a quite cold looking armour, but it's also got the warmer looking metal used for the majority of the armour, but some of the details seem to look quite green, blue, or even a bit of grey is thrown in there. And you've got the purplish diamond that can be seen on the chest and the gloves, the boots and the waist. And I mean, it looks pretty cool. I think the helmet does a great job at making it obvious that it's a Death Knight's piece of armour. And if that doesn't sell you, the skulls that seem to resemble the helmet on your knees will definitely push you in the right direction. The fact that the mist is blue also stands out from the rest of the armour, so the Death Knight get quite a unique armour this time around. Now, the Druids. I feel as if the Druids' armour doesn't look quite druidy enough, if I'm honest. They've attempted it, sure, by putting what looks like molten tree trunks on their shoulder pads, and the toeless shoes also push the point quite nicely. But personally, when I think Druid, I think green, i.e. nature. They could have still achieved the cracked effect, and maybe had like roots bursting from their cracks. I'll give you a grace period to laugh, and done. Instead of the molten lava that's been like done to death already, and you'll see that with the rest of them. It doesn't really help that the armour is shown on a Night Elf, but it looks quite lackluster. The details are small and there are a few fiery gem looking dots on the chest, and the waist and the legs and the gloves again. And the shoulders have the dangly stones that sort of have these fiery gems inside too. One thing that really impresses me though is the helmet. It's really well made. You've got almost like a curling up tree root or like a broken staff with one end broken off and the lava inside. It'd be really cool if it sort of dripped out every few seconds. I also love the eyes of the helmet. It's just like a white hot lava. It's really effective. The gear is quite effective as a whole, but it just doesn't stand out much from the others in some respects. And again, it just isn't very druidy. I mean, call me old fashioned. Moving on. I'm not really sure I understand what's going on here. The Hunter's helmet seems to have warlock style horns, and then there's like a goblin faceplate with an eye patch. Why? Would somebody like to share the lore behind every hunter being a goblin wannabe? I believe an unticked show helmet box is in order here. I'm quite fond of the smouldering shoulders though. They've got like the emanating effect that the Death Knights had, but it's like a fiery mist this time. And it's a little more subtle, which is a good thing really, because the Death Knights did look a little forced. The shoulders look really nice from behind too, but the detailed part of the shoulders will probably be covered by a cloak. Unless you have an ugly cloak and don't show it. I'm also digging the emblem on the gloves and the waist. The similar fate to the Druid's main flaw though is it just doesn't scream hunter in any part of the armour. Armour for a class should be unique and it should represent what that class stands for. Why not have something that's dangling from one of the shoulders that could be like a trophy of that hunter's epic kill, like a huge bear penis. Moving on. Oh, the mage. I really like this one. I'm going to jump straight in and say that if you're anything but a fire mage, this armour is going to look so out of place on you. I've said that now because I pretty much just want to get the only negative out of the way, so the rest of the things I say about it are good things. So yeah, basically, if you're a frost mage with this armour and someone sees you roll up in that, they're going to assume you're fire just by the colours. And like once a blue glow from like a frostbolt starts to form in your character's hands, it's not going to look consistent at all. It would be cool if like Blizzard could implement some kind of, in the gear that change depending on the talent choices that you've taken for that character. So like in this case, they would tweak the hot colours to look colder or more purple, i.e. swapping to frost or arcane. With that out of the way though, I really like the Phoenix look that they seem to be going for. If you're a mage in this full set with Ashes of Allah, you're going to look so damn amazing. The helm looks quite cool, almost like a phoenix ponytail, I guess, with the feathers going on there. And the shoulders look pretty damn sexy too, if I'm honest. I mean, the feathers, the droopy piece of cloth with the emblem on, and the extra plating in the middle of them. That is really where the highlights of this armor are. The rest is a little bland, but it doesn't matter because the helmet and shoulders are awesome. The helmet has like an Aladdin style turban-esque part on the helmet, which is a really nice touch. I need to move on because I can talk way too much about this armor. The Paladin tier 12. The first thing I thought about this when I seen it was, Scuzz being stood there in it. And you know what? I kind of like it. Kind of. It's not perfect, but none of the sets are. I mean, the highlights, as always, are on the helmet and shoulders. They've got that mist going for them, and it's quite a holy and warm colour, but quite threatening too. That sort of really fits the role of Justice Bringer. And I'm not sure how tank and rep pallies will look in this due to the whole dress thing going on. Holy pallies will look amazing in this gear though, and I look forward to not wearing it because I'm not going to be PvEing nearly enough to achieve it. Maybe if I get enough time I will, but I digress. They've got the droopy cloth bits on the shoulders for these too. The details on the chest and the waist look really cool, and the big spiked emblem in the middle of the legs, it looks to be holding sort of the cloth together of the dress. That looks pretty awesome too. I just feel as though it could look more, tanky for the tanks, etc. That's another area where my brilliant idea for armor changing with talents would come in. Now, the Priest. They have quite a simple armor set this time around, which may be good news for some of you. I know some of you like a more simple looking set. The shoulders have got a fiery mist, which may look odd as a Shadow Priest, but you'll have your form switched on and it might look awesome due to it. The helmet looks really odd, in a kind of cool way. It reminds me of something I saw in a film once, but I can't recall what film, so, anticlimactic there. It looks pretty cool though, I guess. I mean, I'm really indecisive on my standpoint on this, because the shoulders look really, really cool. The detail on them is amazing. But then again, the rest of the armor looks like it's been dipped in a reskinning machine and they took the first random generation that they got. Lucky I don't play priests. Well, look who it is. Oh, where'd he go? Oh, there he is. The Rogue. For those who don't know, a Rogue was my main before I started leveling with Dave. But I never really go on it anymore. I guess because I'm leveling with Dave. I mean, I might transfer it over to Alonsis where me and Dave are leveling at the minute. But anyway, I feel as though this armor would have looked a ton better on a white background. Mainly because the mist that's on the shoulders and maybe on the helm, maybe not. It's very dark, so it's hard to see how cool it really looks. The effect is really nice by the looks of it though, and it should probably be as subtle as it looks anyway, due to rogues being all about subtlety. I like the shoulders being designed around what looks like a sort of hawk, eagle kind of, again focusing on the whole spot your target and take it out completely with complete precision and efficiency. That sort of idea that rogues, in general, not necessarily in WoW, are sort of associated with. The helmet itself looks pretty cool, not very rogue-esque I guess, but still cool nonetheless. And what they've done with the eyes looks really awesome. Gives an extremely sort of sinister, you can't trust me look to them, which I love. I mean, that's rogues, A lot of the armor's details are a little odd though, like the red thrown in on the outline of the metallic colours on the chest. They look pretty out of place, and they don't really suit the rest of the armor. The green gems also feel the tiniest bit out of place, and would have looked like a lot cooler if the green was sort of a jet black, but it had a black emission sort of glowing off them too. The shamans look damn awesome. Slash thread. But really, they look really cool. The head is amazing. At first I thought it was like a sort of a corehound's mouth, which would have been sick, but it's not. It does resemble it though, you gotta admit. I mean, the fire on that earthly looking halo looks pretty cool too. And the fire effect is the sexiest of all the tiers, if you ask me. The shoulders and the belt remind me of the Sunwell that killed Jaden as being summoned through in Sunwell Plateau. I doubt there's much reference to it in the armor, but it's probably more about the fiery dragon that's terrorizing the world as we know it. I'm also loving the chains. Shamans tend to get a lot of chains on their armor if I recall. It's sort of the idea that, they're bound by soul and body to the earth and the elementals within it. This is one of my favourite sets of armor. It looks incredible. I can't wait to see it on a big Tauren Shaman. I don't want to be, but I'm a little upset at this one. They seem to have missed the whole demonic presence that warlocks are supposed to have, and they've just gone for Spider-Man with smouldering shoulders and a helmet. It looks cool, I guess, but you know, the details on the helmet are really cool too. You know, the whole spider theme is actually relatively cool. It's just not at all Warlock-esque. Do Warlocks even have any abilities that have spiders involved? Again, I'm not insulting the armor's design or anything like that. The shoulders, also sporting the arachnid theme and that very cool glow with the cobwebs, it's all very cool looking. I just feel that they chose the wrong theme to go with for a Warlock set of tier 12. Now finally, the warrior. This badass mother effing piece of armor is the absolute pinnacle of the theme that I mentioned at the start of this video. My only complaint being the fact that it all looks a little too similar. The separate pieces, I mean, of this, you know, set of armor. But at the same time, it looks incredible. The shoulders, of course, having the shattered look with the lava inside, and the belt is one of the best belts I've seen in the game. The shoulders look amazingly huge from behind as well, and upon further inspection, it looks like they might have some kind of elemental or face, just standard face, carved into the metal of the shoulders with lava in their eyes and mouth and inside the cracks of the face. That is freaking awesome. Really cool. The helmet is pretty cool, a little bland in comparison, but it's also got that resistance is futile look. You know, it's very intimidating, very scary, very badass. Another set I can't wait to see on a torrent. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed my little preview and some of my comments on the armor shown here today. Let me know what you think about the armor in the comments below, and you know, if you like my video then you can like it, favourite it, and even subscribe to my channel if you so desire. I'd like to ask you a question though. Which is your favourite and least favourite armor set? And, you know, give me a reason why. Thanks a lot guys, Scuzz out.